Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Beach FM, wonderful to welcome back to the radio from the Horowhenua District Council, Mayor Bernie Wanden. Good morning, Bernie.
Good morning, John, and to all your listeners.
Well, here we are, COVID-19 once again. Do you think it's going to affect the performance or the operations, I suppose, more correctly, of the Horowhenua District Council with the recent announcement about going up a level?
Look, it certainly will. We all know and are mindful of what we went through in the previous lockdown periods. Look, if it remains at level 2, and we won't find that out for a day or so, then we should be okay. But if it does escalate up to level 3, then obviously it's going to have a significant impact on our facilities. Obviously, libraries and pools would probably will close. There won't be any people uptown as such, except for essential services. So, yeah, look, it will be a challenge, again, to readjust, I think, to what level 3 is like. So, yeah, look, and the likelihood, I mean, let's face it, is probably reasonably high that it will do.
Indeed, and likelihood it's going to last longer than the 3 days that we are currently being warned about. I believe from biological terms that it's got to be at least 7 days. However, that's for the future. I must say it seems to have already affected things locally. It's even, as I understand, postponed an announcement of the growth forecasts for the area.
That's right. We've spent quite a bit of investment in trying to reforecast our growth predictions from post-COVID, and we've had our consultant Sense Partners, which is run by Shamabeel Ekwab, who have done a lot of work in terms of post-COVID predictions for us. The reality is that we do not expect much change from what they were predicting pre-COVID.
Wow.
That our growth projections are still going to be higher than the average for the country. And we, some years ago, 2017, when these growth projections came out, we settled on or made some assumptions around the 50th percentile. We've been growing at the 95th percentile since then. So this is a bit of a challenge for us. So we've got to now make, especially before our long-term plan is done for next year, have to make some assumptions around those growth projections, because it will impact significantly on our long-term plan.
Has to. Goodness gracious me. That's amazing that the current figures show that it's pretty much the same as pre-COVID. That's an amazing achievement, isn't it?
Well, it is, and I think it's a reflection on the fact that, the roading infrastructure to the south of us has certainly had a major impact, but I think COVID also has had a major impact, and that a lot of that growth that we will get will be from internal migration, where people will be leaving the bigger centres and looking for a different lifestyle, but still being able to connect to Wellington and Palmerston, and so we do think that will have a positive effect for us. The reality is that over the next 15 years, so by the time we get to 2040, we'll have another 15 to 20,000 people here, which is it's quite a lot of people to try and manage. So we've got some real challenges around managing that growth, but probably a good challenge to have.
It is, I suppose. It's nice to have a problem of success. That's amazing. That's another city coming to town. That's just amazing. And we had the announcement yesterday on the radio about the new, I was going to call it a subdivision. It's a new development, a very exciting housing development to the eastern side of the current town.
For sure. Tara-Ika is, or Gladstone Green, as some may well know it. Look, with the expressway going over that side of town, this now gives some certainty around sort of where we can grow the town. And it's an obvious part of the district where there is space there is connectedness to the town now, and things like that we can start planning. So there's 4 or 5 landowners over there who have been part of this master plan that we have driven for the last 2 or 3 years. And fortunately, we have progressed that master plan because we're now in a position to be able to take advantage of some of those things that are now happening. And rather than being ad hoc and not the big plan, and we're in a lot better space than we were. But we're expecting a major announcement in terms of some more funding in that space. But yeah, unfortunately, we can't confirm that as yet, and the announcement that we've had around the COVID lockdown obviously might impact on that as well.
In general terms, how many houses are proposed for that development?
So we're looking in the region of 2,500 to 3,000 residents. We anticipate that over the next 20 years we need around 400 houses per year to right across the district to cope with our growth. At the moment we're probably in the region of 250 to 300 houses a year, so we've got a bit of bit of space to make up there. But there are also, the master plan also includes open spaces, it includes facilities, hopefully a new school, a bit of a health centre, some services in terms of shops and things like that. So that's the beauty of constructing a master plan. We're not just putting in, space for houses.
And a shared pathway to head into the centre of town as well, I believe.
Of course, yes. There's the recreational amenities are a very big part of any sort of developments these days, and have to be considered. We're lucky, I suppose, in a place like Wanden, that we do have the spare land to be able to make that growth. And also, we're only going to be 50 minutes from Wellington in less than 10 years. So, we've definitely got the potential, I think, to help solve some of the issues around the lower half of North Island in terms of that growth.
Great stuff. It's really, really exciting. Now, I believe there was a territorial forum that was set down for the next few days. Is that still going ahead?
Look, at this stage, yes. We're obviously going to have to make some changes to how we do things, but look, it looks like we still will be able to go ahead. We're going to have elected members and mayors from around the different councils from around the Horizons region coming to Levin to listen to a number of speakers. It's an excellent chance for elected members and others to network and also find out about some of the things. So we've got people like James Shaw. We're going to hear a little bit about the port development of Horowhenua, obviously climate change and other environmental matters, Three Waters, obviously. Some of those real current issues that we're having to deal with at the moment are going to be at the forefront, but it's great to get a bigger picture scenario and some of these things, and also to try and collaborate between our neighbours and see where they will, and get us all thinking on the same page.
Well, that's always an excellent thing. It's been a very productive update. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, Benny Wanden, Mayor of the Horowhenua.
Thanks, John. Cheers.
106.3 Beach FM.